Hello, I'm just going to do a basic beginner's video. So when you get your compact, the compact in itself is it's magnetic. So with your tin, you'll just take the cover off of your tin and place it in the compact. It also comes with a packing sheet that's a sticker, and keep that because if you don't send any of them back, you can cut out the names of the colors and stick them in your compact so that you can remember them. I usually keep all of my creams in one side of the compact, and then I'll do the other for powders. You don't want to put creams and powders together because if you were to drop this and anything breaks, the powders will get all over the creams. So there's that. So the first thing for light coverage I'm going to have you do is you've got your blend brush. And the first thing we're going to do is actually contour. So your contour areas are in here. We don't want to go past the pupil. We just kind of want to go to about there. So on both sides, you can also do your temples and then up along the hairline. If you look at my face naturally has darker colors there, right? So that's why I don't want you to be scared of contour. Our face has all different colors. And so when we put one color on our face, we're actually doing the opposite of what we want to be doing. So you got to think of kind of like this, like eyeshadow. You're like shadowing all the spots that you want first, okay? And we're going to actually apply it kind of like we do eyeshadow. You can also do your jawline to do a more defined jawline. And then if you find that your neck is a severely different color than your face, you may want to also come down this way to kind of blend that color, okay? You can do your nose as well. That's more advanced, but that's totally up to you. When you do your nose, I suggest that the lines for the contour be very close together because the further apart you put your contour lines, the wider your nose will look, okay? So unless you have a really skinny nose that you want to look wider, you're gonna want your lines to be really, really close together. So the first thing I'm gonna have you do is you're gonna go into your contour, okay? And I'm taking the fluffy side of the brush and I'm swiping down. Now your contour is a different consistency than your highlight color. So it may need a little more pressure, but I'm gonna do that. And then I'm gonna look at the side of my face. If you have melasma, you may want to use your melasma. So I've got some melasma here. So there's areas that I don't need as much contour. So I'm just gonna kind of work around it and get like an even layer there. And then I can contour the whole area. So you see, I'm like brushing it on like eyeshadow. It's very subtle because this is light coverage. And then I'm gonna come up to my temple area and it's just so yellow there. I just wanna tone that down. See how that just slightly toned it down? When you're doing this, the changes should be really subtle. It's almost like you're airbrushing your face instead of covering up your face. So I'm gonna move over here, and when you do the top of your hairline, you wanna make sure you're blending into your hairline because you don't want that white line along your hairline. And you could definitely go heavier with your contour, but if you're wanting a light makeup day where you just look like you have beautiful skin and you don't look made up, this is the way to go. So I'm gonna come along here. You see, I'm brushing it on like I would use an eyeshadow brush. And this brush is very much like an eyeshadow brush because it's so fluffy and the bristles move a lot more than a heavier coverage brush. So that's why you can use it that way. So I'm gonna come along my jawline and then I'm just gonna blend down. I go all the way up to the ear. I don't wanna go on top, just along it. Okay, so the contour is done. And already I'm looking like I have pretty skin, right? So the next thing you're gonna do is you're gonna do your brightener or your pop color. That's gonna be your lightest color, and that means it's going to be your lightest application. That color is the lightest points in your face. I picked that color because you have colors like this, or like this, or like this, that are lighter than this, or even your main face. And what that does is it brings these areas of brightness to key areas, so it just all kind of makes your features pop. That being said, we don't want this color all over our face, because if we were to put this all over our face, it would create more texture. So I'm going to use the small end of the blend brush, and I am just lightly tapping, okay? And I'm going to come to the outside of my eye, and again, I'm sweeping it on lightly like eyeshadow. Just see that subtle brightness that it brought right there? Then I'm going to bring it. I have enough brightness right there, but if you have a dark area there, you can put it right here. So I'm just going to bring it down the side of my nose to kind of match that up and sweep it out a little bit more. If you already have areas of brightness in that area, you don't need to add to it. Just look at the area around it and add, just like we did with the contour. Okay? Then I'm going to put it right here just to give that added pop of brightness under my eyebrow. And then I'm going to do the other side. Hair's in the way. But see how the application is just so light. I'm steering clear of this area. When we get older, that area gets more wrinkly, and we move our face throughout the day, and then it will settle into the wrinkles. So what I like to do is bring out the areas around it and let that fade into the background. Okay, I'm gonna do a dot right here in the center of my chin. And you can also put it right here, but do you see how I have this natural glow right there? Why would I put something over top of that? It's already glowing. And if I put a layer of makeup on there with that wrinkle right there, it's going to emphasize the wrinkle. So if you have wrinkles right here that you don't want emphasized, don't touch it. Just let it shine and be its glowing self. All right, I'm gonna put it in one more area right above my Cupid's bow. And I'm done with my brightener. Now I'm going to go on to my main highlight. This is your darker of the highlights. So again, I'm taking the fluffy side and I'm just tapping in. And again, think about this like airbrushing. So all the areas I didn't put color yet, I'm just gonna swipe it on. And it's just going to smooth out some of the unevenness in my skin. I think that the first time you apply it, you should do it very lightly. And then if you want more makeup on, you can add some more. But let's see how it goes with a light layer. You might find that you think it's really beautiful. And yes, you're still going to see your freckles and stuff like that, but it's going to look like a just beautiful version of your natural skin. And that's what we want. So I'm putting this everywhere that I didn't put product where I feel like I need it. Again, this looks real pretty to me. I don't want to touch it. But if you have unevenness there, you can go ahead and put makeup there. It's better to put the darker color there than the lighter color if you have wrinkles, okay? And now, let's see. I'm gonna take the smaller end and just hit my upper lip, just because it's a smaller area. And around my nose. Okay. So I've got my foundation on. I can put my main color on my eyelids too if I want, just to even that skin out. Okay, now moving on to blush. So when we get older, we definitely want our blush to be hit in this area right here because we want it to be lifted. The more we bring it down into here, the more it'll make your face droop. So I'm gonna go into my cheek color. I mixed them because, you know, and I'm just gonna swirl it with the fluffy end on the top of my cheeks. Pretty. Okay, the last step, if you have it, is your illuminator. And your illuminator will just bring an added glow to the tops of your cheekbones. So I'm just putting my finger in it and I'm going to tap it just right there. So I've got the brightness there and now it's adding that glow. And I'm going to do it right under my eyebrow. So the natural glow that I have right here, basically we're adding that in on the areas that we put makeup because makeup naturally dulls down the area. I'm going to put it in the corner of my eye. Cupid's bow. And you can add it to your nose or your chin if you wanted shine there. But that's it. That's a light application of 3D foundation and I don't feel like I need more. So try that. Let me know if you have any questions.